Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New York Empoleon's first ever LAN battle. My opponent said, I don't want to have the finals go timer. I said reasonable, and it apparently works. So we are going to get started here. If you have not checked out the Uppsala Umbreons, coached by Sventhun, who's actually the person who taught me how to do this, then go do that right now. But as we see, we are jumping into it. I'm not used to like when I should do my intro or what buttons I need to click and when. So we do see that the Clefairy doesn't come, which is good, and no Rotom, which is also fine. The Celebi was something I was not necessarily as immediately threatened by, so I'm okay with that. I think based on the matchup here, the fact that there's no Rotom potential lead, Talonflame really represents a pressured lead for him. If he does lead with the Zygarde, I can switch out into something like the Girder, which can take a hit from it. So I'm not as worried, and can threaten like an Ice Punch or something like that. So I think Talonflame represents a really good lead because if Heatran or Celebi are his rockers and he wants to get those up turn 1, I have Taunt, I outspeed both, and neither of them immediately threaten me with an attack. If he does lead with a Celesteela, I can either taunt that or just go straight for a Swords Dance, and if he does lead with a Buzzwole, then he's immediately threatened by Brave Bird. Sharpedo's annoying, but again, not the end of the world, as the other two Mons, the Zygarde and the Sharpedo, are both checked by Girder, and that can switch in on them. Now, Sharpedo could immediately go for a flip turn, which is a little bit frustrating. But I just want to make sure I'm actually recording everything right. It looks like my music's recording. It looks like my audio is recording. So we're good. We're good. Good luck to my opponent. And I didn't do a whole intro because, you know, I didn't know what I was doing with LAN. But we're here now and we're in. So it is the Celebi. I was thinking that that was probably, based on the fact that he brought it, going to be his lead. And potentially going to be physically defensive in some way to try to take a Brave Bird. I can just taunt this though. I think that's a better play overall than going for an attack right off the bat. So I don't want him getting rocks up. I really don't want him getting rocks up. I also don't want him going for like some crazy nasty plot, weakness policy, agility, whatever, who knows. Because he can live a hit. Celebi is fairly bulky and I have no offensive investment. So he is going to switch out his Celebi though. And he's going to go out into his Zygarde 10%. Oh no, that's the Heatran. Okay. Sure. We'll taunt the Heatran instead. And I'm just going to go for a Swords Dance, maybe? Or now that he's taunted, do I switch out? I feel like I just Swords Dance here. I don't know. This is what this thing was designed to do, right? Like, Heatran really can't touch me. It can't set up rocks or Toxic me right now either. So he could just switch it out again immediately. But if Zygarde comes in, I can scout whether it's Scarfed or not, because Banded E-Speed won't kill. Threatens the Flame Body pop as well on my end. And I can potentially just go for a Brave Bird straight out, and if he's not Scarfed, then I just kill him. And he actually stays in. We're going to go for that Swords Dance here. I don't think this is going to sweep. I never thought this was going to sweep. I certainly didn't think it was going to sweep from turn 1 here, but he goes for the Lava Plume. And we're going to show that we're pretty specially defensive here. And if that's his best option to hit me, then we're just going to keep on Swords Dancing. And again, he could go into Zygarde here. If he's Scarfed Zygarde, then he can kill me straight up. But we do see Heatran with Lava Plume. And he goes for the Flash Cannon this time. Maybe trying to get some F drops. Resist that just as hard. And shook off the taunt. I'm just going to go... Do I go for a Brave Bird or do I just go for another taunt here? I'm going to go for a Brave Bird. I think he's going to predict another taunt here. And +4 Brave Bird will do a huge amount of damage. He could go for rocks, which would be kind of annoying. And we do actually see it does just under 50%, which is okay, as he does go for the Toxic. So I could have gone for a taunt there and safely just set up another Swords Dance, but that's okay. Again, I didn't think this was going to sweep. I love the idea of this breaking the Heatran down to, and we do see the leftovers, which is really good for me to know. And obviously, I think he's Flash Fire, so I'm not going to go for a Flare Blitz, even though it would kill from here, which is super sad. But he didn't get the Spadef drop. I'm just going to go for another Brave Bird here. I'm at +4. Literally nothing but the Celesteela comes in on that and takes the hit. And so this Heatran's going to have to stay in. He can't kill me with any one more hit. He could set up rocks, which again would be kind of annoying. But we are going to be able to bring him down. And he does set up the rocks. I probably should have taunted, but it's okay. We're going to take this Heatran out. And ultimately, that's worth him setting up rocks. This thing this Talonflame did everything I needed it to do, which is to completely just take out Amon. Now he could go into the Celesteela here, which would be potentially a little annoying, but this Heatran maybe switches into rocks one more time. But preserving it at that range, it's not going to do as much against my team. And this was such a huge threat for my roster that the rocks, while frustrating, aren't the end of the world. And I'm just going to take this out with the Talonflame. I'm going to let that potentially double down here. Talonflame kills Heatran with Brave Bird. And then Talonflame dies to Toxic. So I really should have taunted, is what you're telling me. But that's all right. Now, without the Heatran, I could go into Gardevoir here. I could also just go into my Swampert. He could go right back into Celebi, but I don't know if that's his play. I could go Dragapult here, which threatens a lot of his roster. He doesn't know what set I am yet. Although the Sharpedo could certainly come in right now and protect, which is kind of why I want to go Gardevoir. Threaten whatever he goes into, whether it's kind of make him wonder what set I am. I am fairly bulky and be able to threaten out hopefully something, or just teleport with Wish support as well. As the Celebi is what comes back out here, so I thought that might happen, and it is here. We do have the natural cure now, which is fun. Moonblast's doing 40% if he's not bulky. Doesn't immediately threaten him right now. And he could try to set up in front of me. I'm not sure exactly what he would go for, but I'm going to Moonblast here. Just scout out what set you're running. I'm not really running a fast Gardevoir, so he will be able to outspeed me even with no speed investment. But I don't know what set the Celebi is. It could be like a Nasty Plot set, which is really, really scary, which means I just want to try to hit it. Because if it's going for Nasty Plots, I don't have a lot of priority that is good against Celebi. So Nasty Plot Agility would certainly be scary. And there's the Calm Mind, which is, that's something I was worried about here. Now, that makes me wonder if you're maybe a bulkier set. So I think my play here is going to be go for a teleport and go out into my Obstagoon, which can't really take a hit forever. And we do see the leftovers, which is good, knowing that you're not weakness policy or anything. So I think I want to teleport though. I don't want to just hard switch into my Goon. And he goes for the Giga Drain, which is going to do a little chunk. And heal him back up a little bit. And we do see that he does have at least some speed investment, but +1's not going to kill my Obstagoon with Giga Drain. I hope. Let's do the calc real quick. +1. Giga Drain with leftovers. No, it shouldn't kill Obstagoon. Should come nowhere near killing Obstagoon. And knockoff is a huge threat to his roster, so. And I don't know how fast he is. He could be bulky, so. But we do see the leftovers pop before my Flame Orb, which means he is outspeeding me, I think. Pretty sure that's what that means, although I don't know how necessarily the items interact. Now, he could be like Focus Blast, at which point, if you land a Focus Blast, you land a Focus Blast. He has Aura. Oh, this thing learns Aura Sphere now. See, that's the thing you should know. That's the thing you should know about your opponent's roster. So Celebi kills Obstagoon with Aura Sphere. I thought it still only learned Focus Blast. All right. So I'm going to go out into Dragapult here. It's going to be one potential check to this by going for U-turns and be able to threaten this thing at least a little bit. I'm not physically offensively invested. He's probably going to be able to take at least one, possibly even two. But at least I do have an answer to this. And he won't be able to just straight up sweep. Now, he could go for Recover. If the Recover's in his last slot, then I will be able to potentially go to Girder, since I know that this thing doesn't have a Psychic-type move. But that's going to do a lot of damage. And we're going to take some Life Orb Chip. And really wish that I was physically offensive right now, but that's all right. I'm going to go Gardevoir here. I don't know what your last slot is. If it's Shadow Ball, then this is going to hurt. But then you don't get the Giga Drain recovery. And we can still go back into my Dragapult later. It is Psychic. So there's no Giga Drain recovery on that. So I can go back into my Dragapult. And I actually kind of want to go hard into Dragapult here. Do I want to go hard into Dragapult here? No, because a Psychic loses me the game, so I'm going to teleport. And Giga Drain comes out. We see that does take out my Gardevoir. So Celebi kills Gardevoir with Giga Drain. And again, Dragapult now has to go for a U-turn based on the range this is at. I don't think I've lost. Surprisingly, I don't think I've lost yet. Girder still represents a very good matchup against his roster. He could switch his Celebi out here. And Dragapult is getting chipped down quite quickly, but I'm going to go for the U-turn. Obviously, he knows I have it. He knows that he can switch out pretty safely. But Girder comes in, potentially sets up a bulk up, potentially threatens out the Celebi. Well, it doesn't threaten out the Celebi. If I kill the Celebi here, I'm in great shape. Because then Girder comes in on anything else. And just goes for bulk ups. Celesteela, the one thing that I don't know yet. But he's going to switch out his Celebi. That is the one thing that is definitely going to threaten this Girder moving forward. Bruthus, the dog, comes in. All right, so we are just going to get a U-turn off on this and go into my Girder. That's going to do a decent chunk. I could also go into Swampert here and preserve the Girder's HP a little bit more. Swampert being able to go for a flip turn immediately while also not dying any hit. But I think Girder comes in, goes for a bulk up, and then immediately goes for a Fire Punch, almost no matter what, which is really risky because this thing could also Dragon Dance. But I need to hit that Celebi before it hits me. And he actually goes for the Toxic. Interesting. So I can't just, like, again, this is why I think I have to go for a Fire Punch here. Because I don't think he's going to stay in. I think he wants this around for later. So I'm going to go Fire Punch on the Celebi. Because I think he's going to go Celebi here. And even if he doesn't, Fire Punch should put this in range of Mach Punch next turn. So I should be okay on that. And Drain Punch is probably not going to put Celebi at +1 in range of a Fire Punch, or of a Mach Punch. But I will check that. At +1, you have Psychic. Yeah, it doesn't put Celebi in range. So I have to go for the Fire Punch here. And you need to go Celebi if I'm going to have a chance to win this game. But it kills the Celebi. Celesteela also doesn't appreciate a +1 Fire Punch here. And Sharpedo dies to Fire Punch into anything. He goes for 1,000 Arrows. He does stay in. Unfortunately, he makes the right play here. Good players make the right plays. That's how it goes. We're going to Fire Punch. Now we're just going to Drain Punch. I could Mach Punch here, but it's not really worth it. Drain Punch does more to the Celebi anyway. And he's not going to go into it because he just saw the Fire Punch, which was me reading the Celebi coming in. He's going to 1,000 Arrows again. There's almost no doubt. We're going to kill him with a Drain Punch and then be able to take some more Toxic Recoil as needed. And I don't know if we're going to live. It depends on the Celebi's spread, whether we can take a Psychic. We are going to take this thing out. Had I gone for the Drain Punch first turn, really predicting this, I'm not sure if that would have necessarily saved the game, but kills Zygarde 10% with Drain Punch. Man, again, I think the big play was not toxing the Heatran a second time. Not taunting the Heatran a second time. I think if I had done that, I would have been in great shape. Because then he wouldn't have the Toxic on the Talonflame. I had a plan, and I didn't stick to it. I don't know why. That's just sometimes how life goes, you know? But let's see. Is Girder more important than Swampert? Yes, but the problem is if he clicks Giga Drain, I'm in trouble. So I kind of need to just click Fire Punch here. Or, yeah, Fire Punch. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I get damage off on this thing. And then the question is, so he does click Psychic. It should kill from here. Kills Girder with Psychic. So the problem is going into Swampert tells him that I'm Rindo, right? So I kind of need to go to Dragapult, waste all that HP on Dragapult, then go into Swampert, which sucks, because just waste a bunch of HP on Dragapult. Otherwise, it tells him that straight up that I'm Rindo, because he knows that Dragapult is my answer to the Celebi no matter what. Now I can U-turn. I could also just go for another attack, but I don't think that's worth it on the chance that the Celebi does stay in. Draco's going to do a decent amount of damage, but Celesteela comes in on this no matter what. I mean, there's no way it's either not Buzzwole or Celesteela coming in. Draco would hit the Buzzwole very hard, which is why I think Celesteela is what's going to pop out here. But it's actually the Buzzwole, which is fairly surprising. Draco would have actually potentially just killed that, which is, you know, sad, but whatever. So we do have to waste, again, a bunch of HP on the Dragapult, which is really unfortunate. But Swampert, again, it has the bulk to take the hits here that it needs to take. I have the ability to set up rocks. I'm not sure what I can really do to touch this Buzzwole, though. I guess I can flip turn on it. And we do see the leftovers on this as well. Wow, he ran leftovers on every Mon I've seen so far, except for the Zygarde. And that was probably just Yachi. So I could just yawn. I could set up rocks. I could just flip turn back into my Dragapult, which I think is what I have to do here. And he goes for the bulk up. So I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor on this thing, obviously. There's really no way I can do anything else, unfortunately, which is going to make the Celesteela an absolute pain. The problem is the Swampert can kill one of the Celebi and Celesteela, but likely not both. And Draco should take this out. Draco should take this out. But I think it's going to come down to the fact that Celebi and Celesteela both can kill the Swampert. That is going to end up dictating this game, because I think the Swampert can take on the rest of the team outside of those two. We are going to Draco here. And does that kill? It does kill the Buzzwole. But the Celesteela, again, the Celesteela comes in and sets up now. Buzzwole with Draco Meteor. But he could think that I'm physical with Draco, because I've only been showing U-turn. But I think this is Celesteela, and I think that's going to... Like, again, it's the combination of Celesteela plus Celebi that is going to kill me. But if he's weakness policy, let's see it. You know, go for the Autotomize. Let's get the weakness policy up. Let's do it. Let's let you have it. I'm having a good time, you know. So, Thunderbolt comes out. It's going to do a tiny chunk. Para? No Para. We live the Life Orb chip. No weakness policy, and he sets up... He goes for the Air Slash. And unfortunately, we actually live the Life Orb, so he gets the kill and gets the Beast Boost. What is your Beast Boost in? Celesteela kills... It is special attack? Yeah. So again... Oh my god, every Mon on his roster had leftovers. What the heck is that? With Air Slash. What the heck is that? That's like, come on. Come on. Alright, well, I have to go for a Mirror Coat here. I have to show him that I have it. Because, you know, I'm that guy. I'm not going to go down without a fight here. Obviously, the Celebi wins the game. But I have to show you that I have the Mirror Coat. I can click the Mirror Coat. And I have the Rindo Berry. So when you click your Energy Ball or your Giga Drain here... Oh, gosh, dang it, he clicked Leech Seed. Why? Won't let me have anything. But, okay. So that's going to be game. There's no way for me to switch this out. There's no way for me to get rid of the Leech Seed. And he's just going to protect and do Celesteela things. And I told you my team struggled in the team builder. I said it struggles with bulky steels and apparently with bulky grasses as well. Because now he just protects. Or goes for a heavy slam. Oh, he doesn't have the grass move? Maybe? I mean, I'm going to show you my whole set so you know that Celebi can just switch in for free. And like from this range, there's no way I can live the grass move anyway, even with the Rindo Berry. So I'm just going to set up rocks, show you my whole set, and show you that I have no way to break Celesteela, so please just kill me. Just kill me. Air Slash does more than Heavy Slam. So there you go. Go for it. It's not going to kill potentially from here, but Leech Seed will do it. Hey, congratulations to my opponent for picking up the championship in the PBL with Leech Seed, actually, not with Air Slash. And we will keep on our record of always losing to the eventual champion of the PBAL. I hope you all enjoyed this season. I would have loved to finish as an undefeated champion, but, you know, all goes the way of the Patriots here, and we will go 12-1 this season, losing in possibly the most important, but also one of the more fun battles and against the best opponent. So I'm not upset with how the season went. I had a good time. I will see you guys all back here, though. We are continuing our league journey. There are games going on the TBL, as well as I am starting up a couple of new leagues very soon, including one run by Sventhun that's going to be announced pretty soon. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. This is not the end of the New York Empoleon's journey by any stretch of the imagination. Let's get it next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.